Hi, my name is Asna Azim, and today I'm going to be talking about different strategies you can use with your child to help facilitate language development. Communication starts as soon as the child is born. Children communicate by crying. At first, they have one cry for everything, but slowly their cries develop and begin to represent different needs and wants. Cries are followed by cooing, then babbling, which are then combined into strings of sound to produce words. At a young age, your child's brain is developing rapidly to build new connections. These connections need to be formed and linked to concepts. It is a very intricate process. When a child is not stimulated, these connections are not formed, and a peak period of learning is lost. The earlier you start practicing language skills, the better. Children are sponges and they soak up information through environmental stimulus. Stimulus can be presented in forms of people or a child's surroundings. Parents are the key factors in influencing their child. A child is very perceptive. A child will often mimic behavior they observe their parents doing. They can sense the tones in your voice before they even understand language. Universally, when speaking to children, most people will raise their pitch and begin to babble to attract a child. This is referred to as speaking with motherese. Most people will do this without even a second thought. It's easy to sneak language into our everyday activities. You can speak to your child about tomorrow's schedule or read the newspaper out loud. These are great means of conversation that can be achieved around the house daily. These tasks may not seem appropriate for a young child at first, but the more interactions your child has with you will help them learn the nonverbal social aspects of conversation, like turn-taking, maintaining eye contact, and the use of body language. It's okay to talk out loud. Children need to hear words often. These interactions will help facilitate language development in your child. Once your child begins to respond to you, it is important that you as the parent provide the child with proper feedback. Repeating what they say back to them, using the same gestures they do, changing facial expressions, and pitch when talking to your child are all great and appropriate feedback strategies. Another strategy that promotes comprehension and independent thinking is asking follow-up questions. These questions don't need to be complex. Something as simple as, "The dog went to sleep. Where did the dog go?" are acceptable. Varying responses and increasing difficulty are factors that need to be considered depending on your child's age. Sometimes as parents, we get wrapped up in meeting the norm. We have to make sure that our child is hitting all the milestones at the right time. Instead of getting focused on numbers and dates, a more positive approach to consider is to go at your own pace. Don't bombard your child with new vocabulary. Explain the meaning of words as you go by using objects, pictures, and gestures. Try to avoid putting pressure on the child's responses. Language is very complex, and it takes time to learn. Start with a smaller set of vocabulary and increase its difficulty as your child progresses. Think of these as building blocks. We need to strengthen the base before we begin piling on more tiers. If a child answers a question incorrectly, it's okay. Don't put high stress on their responses. When a child feels safe to make mistakes, they will be more likely to adventure and try new things, because they won't be concerned with right or wrong answers. Keep interactions fun. During conversations, there will be times when your child will produce a grammatically incorrect sentence. Repeating the sentence back with proper grammar will help your child see the error while not focusing on their mistake. Repeating the sentence back is also a great way to make sure that you understand what your child is trying to say. Reading to your child is a great way to facilitate language. Reading helps promote language by providing your child with new words and grammatical sentences. Going to the library together and letting your child pick out books they have an interest in. This provides a sense of control and gives your child an opportunity to explore their interests. Provide your child with an array of reading options. Make reading fun. When reading to your child, ask questions related to the plot, like, what do you think will happen next? Engage them while reading by using exaggerated expressions and voices. Uh-oh, woohoo! Don't be afraid to go off script and create your own plot. This makes reading more interesting for both you and the child. It is also okay to repeat books. This helps a child familiarize with the book and lets them know what's going to happen next. Involve your child in the process of reading. Have them turn the pages or find characters in the book by pointing to them. When picking out books, a few good things to look for are bright colors, illustrations, rhyme and repetitions, your child's interests, and books that promote interaction. Books that have different textures or flaps will help engage your child and keep their attention. Board books are more concrete and easier for your child to grasp and explore. Establishing a reading routine is always good. Routines are always beneficial for children overall. When reading, if you feel like your child is not showing interest, shake it up. You can change reading positions. Like if you're reading on the couch, move to the floor or read on your stomach. Engage your child in a hands-on activity that is happening in the book while you're reading. You can also relate the story plot to your child. Like if you're reading a book about snow, talk about different activities that you can do in the snow. A few examples that I mentioned were texture books, and this is an example of a texture book. It just has different textures of cloth, like this is soft, and this is spongy. And another example that I mentioned were flat books, and as you can see, it says, is the baby on the bus? And you open the flap and you see, no, it's just a silly monkey. These interactions will help maintain attention of your child. Well, that's it for this session. I hope that this video was beneficial to you and you learned a few techniques to promote language in your child. Thanks for watching. Bye.